My first meeting with Shlomo Carlebach was when I was a 14-year-old in Mount Vernon, New York in 1962. He was giving a concert there. Mount Vernon is a Westchester suburb of New York City. I lived in the North Bronx nearby and in New York City. And Shlomo was giving a concert. I was a member of a youth group affiliated with my local synagogue. And my youth group members and I, my fellow members, went to this concert. And this was an entirely new experience for me. Shlomo gathered around what may have been 150 or 200 teenagers and sang songs that grabbed our soul. Among the new songs of that time was Kichu Imachem Dvarim, that went Kichu Imachem Dvarim, Shuvu v'shuvu el Hashem, Kichu Imachem Dvarim, Shuvu v'shuvu el Hashem. And Shlomo noticed that among the many teenagers there, all we could do was sit and listen, and he wanted more participation and more activity. He wanted us to be able to get up and dance, and frankly, none of us knew how to get up and dance. It wasn't as though we were trained either in yeshivot or in Hasidic circles and knew what's become so popularly available, and we didn't know folk dancing or much of anything. And so Shlomo told us, get up, hold hands in a big circle, and there were circles within circles, and we jumped. And he told us, jump in place, just jump to the music, get to the music, let the music go to your feet, and imagine that in the center of the circle is a huge flame, a huge pyre, and you're preparing yourself, if need be, to jump into the fire for Hashem or what you may be called on to give in your life. You may be called on just to be ready to jump and dance for God. And years later, I found that there is a little essay by Rav Elimelech of Lezhensk, the Noam Elimelech, the author of Noam Elimelech, a major Hasidic master, called Setel Katan, the little card, the little note that Hasidim carried around with them often, and it's often in introductions to books, his and others. And it's a list of bits of advice, 17 or so paragraphs as I recall. It's a small essay. And sure enough, the first paragraph, the introductory paragraph of the Zettel Katan of Elimelech of Lezhensk says, when you're not doing anything else and you've got time to try to do some self-work, imagine that there's this enormous flame in front of you and you're ready to jump in and dance for God. And lo and behold, all of a sudden I said, oh my goodness, that was the first teaching I ever heard from Shlomo Carlebach. And it was so typical that this little nothing line of a wisp of a story, of a dance, of a concert that I was at, became part of what I began realizing was a deeper teaching steeped in the Hasidic tradition. And Shlomo was like that. He told stories, he told magical stories that influenced our lives.